You are not alone if you are over 60 and have noticed your legs feeling weaker, your arms shrinking, or everyday tasks leaving you more tired. This isn't just normal aging. What you may be experiencing is part of a silent crisis affecting millions of older adults, the gradual loss of muscle known as sarcopenia. It creeps in quietly, and many people don't recognize it until they lose significant strength. Now here's the surprising part. What if I told you there is a simple, natural nutrient that could help rebuild muscle, even if exercising has become difficult for you? It sounds hard to believe, but research from trusted institutions like the National Institutes of Health and the Mayo Clinic has shown that this nutrient can protect aging muscles and even spark repair at a cellular level. Unlike complicated workout routines or expensive treatments, it is safe, affordable, and used in hospitals to prevent muscle loss in bedridden patients. Think of your muscles as the foundation of your independence. Standing up from a chair, carrying groceries, or playing with your grandchildren becomes harder every year without it. But your body can still respond with the proper support, even well into your 70s and 80s. That's the incredible power of this nutrient. It works with your natural biology, not against it. Throughout this message, I will reveal exactly what this nutrient is, how it works inside your body, and how you can easily add it to your daily routine. You'll also learn which everyday foods boost their power, giving you a complete science-backed strategy to stay strong, mobile, and independent as you age. So stay with me. Ultimately, you'll see how just a few simple choices can create a shield around your strength that protects your freedom, confidence, and ability to live the life you love. The nutrient I mentioned earlier has a rather complicated scientific name, HMB, short for beta-hydroxy beta-methylbutyrate. But don't let the technical term put you off. In simple terms, HMB is like a hidden shield your body already knows how to make. It isn't a drug, and it isn't something invented in a laboratory. Instead, it comes directly from leucine, one of the essential amino acids in protein-rich foods like eggs, dairy, chicken, and fish. When you eat these foods, your body goes through a complex process. Some leucine is used to build new muscle, while a smaller portion is converted into HMB. This HMB is the key player that protects your muscles from breaking down and helps them repair after stress. Imagine your muscles as a brick wall. With age, cracks begin to appear, and bricks start to loosen. HMB acts like the mortar that fills in the cracks and reinforces the wall, strengthening it against future damage. Here's the problem. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at making and using HMB. After about age 50, this decline accelerates. By reaching 60 or 65, your natural production of HMB may be too low to give your muscles the protection they desperately need. This is one of the reasons why so many seniors notice their strength fading, even when they still eat protein. The food provides the building blocks, but the construction manager HMB isn't showing up for work as often as before. I'll share a story that illustrates this perfectly. Robert, a 67-year-old retired teacher, came to see my colleague Evelyn Brooks because he was struggling with everyday activities. He had always been active. He loved gardening and walking his dog, but lately he was getting winded. His arms felt smaller, and even lifting groceries had become a challenge. At first, he thought this was just part of aging. However, after testing and nutritional guidance, Robert discovered that his body wasn't producing enough HMB to keep his muscles strong. The change was remarkable once he began supporting his body with HMB and incorporating leucine-rich foods. Within weeks, his energy improved. Within months, he could carry his groceries again without fear of straining himself. That's the quiet power of HMB. It doesn't work overnight like a pain pill and doesn't give you the physique of a bodybuilder. Instead, it works silently in the background, as a shield against muscle loss and a spark that helps new tissue form. In hospitals, doctors have used it to help bedridden patients maintain their muscle mass, because even when someone can't move much, HMB still goes to work at the cellular level. Think of it as a safety net for your independence. While exercise is excellent and should never be dismissed, many older adults face joint pain, arthritis, or balance problems that limit their ability. HMB provides a different path that supports muscle even when activity is reduced. It keeps your muscle bank account from running into the red. The truth is, HMB is not some miracle cure, but when you understand how it works, you see why scientists call it a breakthrough in the fight against sarcopenia. And with the right approach, it can become one of your most reliable allies in staying strong, mobile, and independent. By the time most people reach their 60s, they notice a subtle but frustrating change. Climbing stairs feels harder, lifting a suitcase requires more effort, and even standing up from a chair can feel challenging. This isn't simply getting older. It directly results from how our metabolism and muscle cells change over the years. One of the biggest culprits is the body's declining ability to convert leucine, the amino acid from protein foods, into HMB, the nutrient shield we just discussed. When you were younger, your body handled this conversion efficiently. A simple meal of eggs or chicken supplied the building blocks, and your muscles eagerly soaked them up. But after 50, and especially past 60, this process slows dramatically. It's like owning a factory that once ran on full power, but now only half the machines turn on. You may still eat protein, but much less is transformed into the muscle-preserving compound you need. On top of this decline is another hidden barrier, something researchers call anabolic resistance. It means your muscle cells stop listening to the signals telling them to grow. Picture a teenager with headphones on while a parent is giving instructions. The message is still being delivered, but it isn't being received. For older adults, the same thing happens at a cellular level. Your body may be producing some HMB, and you may be eating protein, but your muscle cells are slower to respond. According to the National Institutes of Health, muscle mass begins to decline at about 3 to 5% per decade after age 30, and this rate doubles after age 60. By the time you're in your 70s, without intervention, you can lose as much as 25–50% of your total muscle compared to your younger years. That's not just about appearance. It's about whether you can stay independent. Let's bring this to life with an example. Imagine Margaret, age 72, who prided herself on living alone and staying active in her garden. Over time, she noticed carrying watering cans felt heavier, and she needed to stop and catch her breath more often. She didn't realize that her body was no longer producing enough HMB, and her muscles were resistant to the signals of repair. In just 2 years, her strength declined to the point where getting out of a low chair became a struggle. This wasn't because she was lazy or eating poorly. She still had a balanced diet. The issue was that her aging metabolism had changed how her body used what she ate. Think of it like charging your phone with a frayed cable. Even if you plug it in, the battery barely climbs. That happens with aging muscles. The fuel is there, but the connection is weaker. Without support, every year widens the gap, making it harder to rebuild strength. The good news is that understanding this process gives us the power to fight back. By deliberately supporting your body with nutrients like HMB, alongside protein-rich foods, you can repair the cable and restore the connection. You won't turn back the clock, but you can slow the decline and, in many cases, even regain function. This is why doctors and researchers now emphasize exercise and targeted nutrition for people over 60. Because when your metabolism changes, you need more than just willpower. You need the right tools to help your body respond. And that's precisely where HMB becomes essential. Now that we understand why muscles struggle after 60, let's look at what makes HMB a remarkable ally for older adults. While its name sounds complicated, its role inside your body is surprisingly straightforward. Think of HMB as the firefighter who stops the flames of muscle breakdown and the builder who repairs and strengthens the damaged structure. It works simultaneously on several fronts, giving your muscles protection and power when needed. The first way HMB helps is by slowing muscle breakdown. As we age, enzymes in the body become overactive and begin breaking down muscle proteins faster. This is one of the main reasons seniors lose strength so quickly, even during short periods of inactivity. HMB acts like a brake, signaling these enzymes to stop destroying valuable muscle tissue. Imagine leaving your car parked on a hill. Without brakes, it would roll away. HMB provides that essential braking system, keeping your muscle mass from sliding downhill. The second way HMB works is by stimulating new muscle growth. It activates the mTOR pathway, essentially the on switch for muscle building. Usually, this pathway is triggered by exercise, especially resistance training. However, many older adults cannot lift heavy weights due to arthritis, joint pain, or balance concerns. HMB provides a similar signal at the cellular level, telling your body, it's time to build. Even without intense exercise, your muscles receive a push to repair and grow. The third role of HMB is healing and repair. Small tears and damage occur daily in your muscle fibers, part of everyday living. For younger people, the body easily repairs these micro-injuries, but with age, the repair process slows. HMB supports the regeneration of cell membranes and encourages satellite cells, the stem cells of your muscles, to wake up and get to work. This is like calling a specialized repair crew to fix cracks in your home's foundation, preventing further damage and reinforcing the structure. To see this in real life, consider the case of Michael, age 72, one of the patients guided by Evelyn Brooks. After surgery, he was confined to bed rest for weeks. Usually, older adults lose up to 10% of their muscle mass in just a week of lying in bed. That loss can mean the difference between walking independently and needing assistance. However, Michael was given targeted nutrition, which included HMB. The results were striking. Instead of wasting away, his muscle mass held steady, and when he returned to light activity, his recovery was faster than expected. HMB acted as a shield, protecting his strength when he couldn't move. What makes all this even more exciting is that HMB doesn't just act in one way, it layers its benefits, blocking breakdown, stimulating growth, and enhancing repair. This multi-pronged effect is why scientists call it a breakthrough for aging populations. For older adults who may not have the ability to exercise vigorously, it provides a safe, natural way to give the body some of the same benefits that exercise would typically offer. Think of HMB as a loyal partner. It doesn't replace healthy habits like balanced eating or gentle movement, but amplifies their effects. It ensures that every gram of protein you eat and every small walk you take delivers more benefit to your muscles. For anyone over 60 who wants to stay strong, independent, and mobile, this nutrient is like having a powerful ally working around the clock inside your body. By now, you've learned how HMB works inside your body, acting as both a shield and a muscle builder. But you may be wondering, does the science back this up? The answer is yes. The research on HMB is one of the strongest studies regarding muscle preservation in older adults. Let's look at what the studies reveal. One landmark clinical trial published in the Journal of Gerontology examined elderly patients on 10 days of bed rest. This situation usually leads to devastating muscle loss. Typically, during just 1 week of inactivity, seniors can lose up to 5 to 10% of their muscle mass, a decline that can take months to recover from, if recovery is possible at all. However, the group supplemented with HMB maintained muscle mass, while the placebo group lost significant tissue. This finding shocked researchers because it proved that HMB could protect muscles even under the worst conditions. Another study looked at nursing home residents who were frail and unable to exercise intensely. Over 12 weeks, those who received HMB showed remarkable improvements. Their grip strength increased by 13.7%, and their leg strength jumped by 17.8%. To put that into perspective, these weren't just numbers on a chart. A firmer grip meant opening jars and holding utensils more easily. Better leg strength meant climbing a few stairs, standing up from a chair, or walking longer distances without fear of falling. These are life-changing gains in independence. Research from the Mayo Clinic adds more weight to the evidence. In a trial involving older adults recovering from surgery, those who took HMB retained more lean muscle mass compared to those who didn't. This meant a faster recovery, fewer complications, and less time in rehabilitation. This is more than science for families and caregivers. Peace of mind. Let's consider what these numbers mean in everyday life. Imagine Robert, the retired teacher I mentioned earlier. Before learning about HMB, carrying his groceries felt nearly impossible. After consistently using HMB and protein-rich foods, he regained his strength and reported something even more important: confidence. He could walk into the store, lift his bags, and carry them home without fear of falling or straining himself. That sense of independence is priceless. Now, let's be clear. HMB isn't a magic potion. You won't wake up tomorrow with the muscles of a 25-year-old. However, science shows that it provides a metabolic shield, slowing the breakdown of muscle, stimulating repair, and giving older adults a fighting chance against sarcopenia. These results have been replicated across multiple studies, making HMB one of the most reliable, science-backed tools for muscle health in aging populations. It's also worth noting that HMB's safety profile is strong. Unlike some supplements with risks, clinical studies consistently show that HMB is well tolerated when taken in the recommended amounts. That's why hospitals and rehabilitation centers worldwide are already using it with patients who cannot afford to lose muscle. The evidence is clear. With HMB, seniors don't just maintain numbers on a medical chart. They preserve something much more valuable: the ability to live, move, and thrive independently. And that makes this nutrient revolutionary in the fight against age-related muscle loss. By now, you know that HMB is one of the most potent allies against age-related muscle loss, but like any tool, it only works when used the right way. Many people hear about new supplements, rush to the store, and take them without a plan. With HMB, a thoughtful approach makes all the difference. Let's break down how to use it safely and effectively so you get the most out of its muscle-preserving power. First, let's talk about dosage. Clinical studies consistently show that the effective daily range of HMB is between 1.5 and 3 grams. That may not sound like much, but splitting the total into 2 or 3 smaller servings daily helps maintain steady levels in your bloodstream. Think of it like watering a plant. If you dump a bucket of water on it once, the soil floods and drains too quickly. But the roots stay nourished if you water them gradually throughout the day. Your muscles are the same. They respond best to a steady supply of HMB rather than a single large dose. Timing also matters. Many experts recommend one serving in the morning, another in the afternoon, and, if you are using the higher range, one in the evening. This approach ensures that your muscles remain protected 24 hours a day. Some studies even suggest that taking HMB before bedtime may be especially helpful, as this is when muscle breakdown naturally increases. You wake up stronger instead of weaker by giving your body an overnight shield. But remember, HMB works best as part of a team. On its own, it provides protection, but when paired with adequate protein intake, its effects multiply. Protein supplies the raw building blocks, while HMB is the supervisor, directing those building blocks into muscle. Without enough protein, you're the construction crew, bricks without a supervisor. With HMB, the foreman shows up and ensures the work gets done. Exercise, even gentle movement, also amplifies HMB's effectiveness. If your doctor has cleared you for activity, simple actions like walking, stretching, or lifting light weights can stimulate your muscles to respond even better. You don't need intense gym workouts. Even 15 minutes of chair exercises or carrying light groceries counts. Think of HMB as fuel. It works independently, but performs even better when paired with movement. Of course, safety always comes first. Before adding any supplement to your routine, talk to your doctor, especially if you have kidney issues or are taking medications. While HMB is generally considered safe and well tolerated, ensuring it fits your unique health needs is essential. Your physician may also help you determine whether you'd benefit more from the lower or higher end of the dosage range. Another tip: choose quality. Not all supplements are created equal. Look for HMB tested for purity, ideally from reputable companies that provide third-party certification. This ensures that what's on the label is precisely what you're putting into your body. Finally, remember why you're using it. HMB is not about bodybuilding or chasing unrealistic goals. It's about preserving independence. It's about climbing the stairs without holding your breath, standing up from your chair without struggling, and carrying your groceries confidently. It's about protecting your freedom to live the life you love. HMB becomes more than a supplement when used correctly, at the correct dose, with protein, and alongside gentle movement. It has been a daily strategy to maintain strength, mobility, and independence for years. Now that you know how HMB works and how to take it, here's the exciting part. You can boost its power naturally with everyday foods. These foods are rich in leucine and other compounds that your body converts into HMB, or they create the right environment for muscle preservation. Adding them to your diet doesn't require complicated meal plans, just small, consistent changes that fit your routine. Let's go through 7 powerful options. 1. Cottage cheese, the nighttime protector. Cottage cheese is one of the richest natural sources of leucine. Its slow-digesting protein, called casein, makes it special, as it provides a steady release of amino acids overnight. Eating half a cup before bed is like giving your muscles an overnight shield, protecting them during the hours when breakdown is highest. A sprinkle of berries or nuts makes it both delicious and effective. 2. Greek yogurt, the daily staple. Greek yogurt has nearly triple the protein of regular yogurt, making it a convenient powerhouse. It delivers fast and slow proteins, giving your body a sustained supply of leucine for HMB production. Replace sour cream in recipes with Greek yogurt, or enjoy it layered with fruit and nuts. Plus, its probiotics support gut health, which scientists are now linking to improved nutrient absorption and muscle preservation. 3. Eggs, nature's perfect package. Eggs are one of the complete protein sources, loaded with leucine and easily absorbed by the body. Unlike some foods, almost everything in an egg can be used by your system, especially the yolk, which contains vital nutrients like vitamin D and B vitamins. Start your day with 2 to 3 eggs, whether scrambled, boiled, or in an omelet. Think of them as a morning investment in your strength. 4. Salmon, the inflammation fighter. Salmon offers a double advantage: leucine for HMB production and omega-3 fatty acids to reduce chronic inflammation, which worsens muscle loss. A serving of salmon 2 to 3 times a week can provide the perfect environment for HMB to work more effectively. Bake it with lemon and herbs, add it to salads, or prepare salmon patties for an easy, muscle-friendly meal. 5. Lean beef, dense nutrition in small bites. Beef is one of the highest natural sources of leucine, but it also delivers iron, zinc, and creatine, all of which play roles in muscle function. For seniors with smaller appetites, beef's nutrient density means you get more muscle-preserving power in a small portion. Aim for lean cuts like sirloin or tenderloin. Pairing beef with vegetables rich in antioxidants, like broccoli or peppers, creates a synergistic meal to protect muscle. 6. Whey protein, fast fuel. Whey protein is complex to beat for an easy and efficient boost. It's rapidly absorbed and can spike HMB production within 30 minutes. A scoop blended into a smoothie with berries and spinach is not just convenient, it's a powerhouse for muscle maintenance. Taking it after light activity, even a short walk, maximizes its impact. 7. Quinoa, the plant-based ally. For those who prefer plant options, quinoa is exceptional. Unlike most plant foods, it's a complete protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids including leucine. It also provides minerals like magnesium and potassium that support muscle contraction and recovery. Swap quinoa for rice or pasta, or make hearty bowls with vegetables and eggs for a versatile, muscle-friendly base. Together, these 7 foods form a robust foundation. They aren't exotic or expensive. They're simple, everyday items that fit your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Combined with HMB, they create a nutritional team that protects, repairs, and strengthens your muscles day after day. When protecting your muscles after 60, the truth is simple. You don't need a radical lifestyle overhaul to see meaningful changes. You need small, steady steps that you can sustain over time. Think of it like planting a garden. A few seeds, tended daily, grow into something strong and beautiful. In the same way, consistent little choices around food and nutrition can transform your strength, energy, and independence. Let me tell you about Linda, a 70-year-old grandmother who always believed she had missed her chance to stay strong. She had never been a gym person, and arthritis made her cautious about exercise. But the difference was striking when she started making minor adjustments, switching her morning cereal for 2 eggs, adding Greek yogurt with berries at lunch, and having cottage cheese before bed. Within 2 months, she noticed her legs felt steadier when walking downstairs, and she no longer felt exhausted halfway through gardening. She didn't change everything at once, just a few consistent habits that added up. Science backs this up. Research shows that even small increases in daily protein, when combined with HMB, lead to significant improvements in muscle maintenance for older adults. One National Institutes of Health study highlighted that seniors who added just one protein-rich snack daily experienced improved mobility scores after 12 weeks. Imagine the impact of pairing that snack with HMB. It's like putting a shield and a builder to work simultaneously. So how can you start? Pick 1 or 2 of the foods we just discussed. Maybe you begin by replacing white rice with quinoa twice a week, or you stir whey protein into your oatmeal in the morning. You could try salmon for dinner on Sundays instead of processed meats. These small swaps are realistic, affordable, and most importantly, sustainable. Consistency is the key. Think of your muscles as a bank account. Every protein-rich meal, every spoonful of yogurt, every scoop of whey protein is a deposit. HMB ensures those deposits are not wasted, keeping your muscle balance stable or growing. On the other hand, skipping meals or relying on empty calories is like making withdrawals. Over time, deposits build security. Withdrawals lead to a deficit. Which account would you rather have? It's also important to recognize that change mustn't be perfect. You may forget your evening cottage cheese once in a while, or you may skip a whey shake. That's okay. What matters is the overall pattern. Just like regular watering keeps a plant alive, regular nourishment, most of the time, keeps your muscles strong. Another powerful perspective is to link these changes to the things you love. If you enjoy traveling, think of HMB and protein as your ticket to exploring without fear of fatigue. If you cherish time with grandchildren, picture every bite of salmon or Greek yogurt as an investment in more afternoons of play. These foods are not just for nutrition, but tools that keep your passions alive. Small steps, significant results. That's the secret. The seniors who thrive are not the ones who overhaul their lives overnight. They are the ones who choose consistency over perfection, patience over frustration, and action over resignation. Every little choice you make today builds a stronger, more capable version of you tomorrow. And when combined with HMB, those small choices can deliver results far greater than you might imagine. Now, you've seen how age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia, creeps in silently, and how the proper nutrient, HMB, and simple everyday foods can shield your strength. But the most important message I want you to take away is this: muscle loss is not inevitable. Yes, it becomes harder after 60, but your body still can respond, repair, and grow stronger if you give it the right tools. Think about what muscle represents in your life. It isn't just about having toned arms or firm legs. It's about standing up from a chair without help, carrying a laundry basket, or walking through the park confidently. It's about traveling, gardening, and playing with grandchildren without fear of falling or feeling too weak. Your muscle is your freedom. Protecting it is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself as you age. Combining HMB and protein-rich foods creates a science-backed strategy that doesn't require expensive gyms, harsh routines, or unrealistic diets. It meets you where you are. If your joints limit your exercise, HMB still works quietly in the background. If your appetite isn't what it used to be, foods like Greek yogurt, eggs, and cottage cheese provide powerful results in small portions. And if you're committed to staying active, pairing HMB with even gentle movement makes every step more effective. I often think of the story of Robert, the retired teacher who once struggled to carry groceries. He regained his confidence after learning about HMB and making small, consistent food changes. Or Linda, who believed it was too late for her, but discovered that swapping cereal for eggs and adding yogurt gave her the strength to keep gardening. Their journeys remind us of a vital truth: it is never too late. Here's what I encourage you to do. Start with just one change today. It could be adding cottage cheese before bed, trying quinoa instead of rice, or asking your doctor about HMB supplementation. Don't wait for the perfect time to overhaul your diet. There is no perfect time. The right time is now, because every day you delay, muscle loss continues. But every day you act, you take back control. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. No crash diets, no punishing workouts, just steady, practical steps supported by strong science. Over weeks and months, these steps add up to something profound: more energy, more stability, more independence, and ultimately, a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. So as you close this letter, remember, your strength is your independence. Muscle health is your lifeline to staying active, mobile, and free. With HMB and supportive foods, you can protect that lifeline. Don't let age dictate the quality of your days. Take action now, however small, and your future self will thank you. Because staying strong after 60 isn't about chasing youth, it's about reclaiming your freedom to live thoroughly daily.